So the title, Paper Facades Make Tender Follies, is very much entwined with the idea of the built environment being really fragile. The materials I use are quite fragile. Some of them are natural building materials. Some of them are building materials that I've created myself out of paper. And some of them are quite unstable as well, like some of the structures we see around us. Some of them could fall at any moment. And that idea that the built environment isn't under our own control, and also that maybe the thoughts about who's using these buildings and who uses them every day, maybe it isn't put into the planning as much as we'd like it to be. So things like glass facades on these new shiny buildings, maybe they hide things like vulnerabilities, or people who use them every day might not be quite as usable as we'd like to think they are. So the title also points to how cities can often gloss over inequalities with shiny facades. The starting point for this project, actually, it's a body of work that's been evolving over several years, probably since my MA in 2018, looking at inequalities in the built environment, the contradictions within the built environment, like why does one building get precedence over another? There's things within this exhibition that relate to buildings that I grew up around that maybe I myself have outlived. And there's been plenty of experiences in the city that have made me feel unequal, walking through the city particularly in the feminine body or female body. Does make you feel more vulnerable, and I felt that even more so throughout my pregnancy. I walk the city differently now, as well as a new mother, and all those things have come into the work. Ideas of care for the built environment, ideas like there's materials here that look at repairing or caring or binding, whilst also thinking about the fragile as well. Some of the personal experiences I think around the built environment would be some of the dilapidated buildings I pass on my way to and from my studio. There's a particular marked difference between North and South Main Street in Cork, and I need to walk both. And North Main Street has the brand shiny new park, really well taken care of, and the brewery's been refurbished and everything like that. And then you make your way through onto Paradise Place, which is a hilarious title for this area. It's apparently the poster child for dereliction as well. It's got these, quite famous from newspaper articles, it's got these buildings that are ready to collapse and only the facades are left standing. And I purposely will walk at the other side of the road just to avoid those, because when I was a teenage girl, one of the parapets actually fell and killed a girl that was a couple of years older than me, and that's always stayed with me. I've always been looking up or looking down, and I think I notice things as I walk, and I think a lot of the work is generated from that noticing or that cautiousness, and that awareness of the buildings around me as well. And that's how the body comes into it, and those are some of the personal experiences I've had. Some of the new materials that have come into the work are the scaffold netting, the debris netting that's in the darker space. I'm hoping to work with that a little bit more later on. Also, I've been working with dressmaking patterns and fabrics and thinking about the body as physical architecture, and how dressmaking is literally like an architect for how to fit around the form of a body. That's where I'm going next. What I hope people will take from this is that while there's serious underlying topics here, I hope that they have a sense of, feel the sense of playfulness and whimsy, and that they could traverse it a little bit like a cityscape in its own right. Even if you look at the floor plan, it will take you through, weaving through all these different floor-based sculptures and into the darker space and around the corner and out again. And I've had a lot of fun playing with daylight, darkness, neon, spots and floodlights in order to illuminate the space as well for the viewer.